Farmers markets are breathing new life into the rural economy, and there are now over 400 in towns and cities across the UK. Based on the idea of the traditional market, these new markets are an economic lifeline for many farmers, and they are helping to revive town centres. And in these days of the global economy, farmers markets are also giving consumers the chance to buy good quality food from their local area. This is the story of the Wayland Farmers Market, a thriving venture which is serving local people in rural West Norfolk. The Wayland Farmers Market was set up by the Wayland Partnership Development Trust in the year 2000. The partnership is a regeneration initiative committed to the economic, social, cultural and environmental well-being of the community it serves. Established in January 1999, the partnership covers the historic market town of Swanton and 13 surrounding rural communities. In addition to local food initiatives, the partnership is involved in a learning community, a healthy living project, a cultural forum and a wide range of community-based projects.
We have to go back quite a long way to go to the first idea of the farmers market. When we first started the partnership, we decided to set up a food forum because our consultant had said start with food because everybody needs to eat well. So we had 2 food seminars at which we discussed the whole issue of local food and local food promotion, and the suggestion for a farmers market came from the food seminars. And we took quite a long time to decide how to do it, set up a committee, everybody got together, and essentially our first year was a pilot scheme to see if it would work, and we started on the 2nd of July in 2000 with our first farmers market, which was only the second one in Norfolk. The partnership is about economic regeneration, and what we're hoping is that we bring more people to Swanton to shop in Swanton on days other than the farmers market days, and that seems to be working to some extent. Certainly on farmers market day we've increased what is commonly called the footfall on the high street by about 400% on average, and we know that by counting the number of people we meet in the high street every Saturday when there's a farmers market and every Saturday when there isn't. But there are other benefits obviously. We have a much better interface between the farmer or the food producer and the general public. People are beginning to understand a little bit better where their food comes from, and we don't get asked quite so often for strawberries in December and for bananas and those sorts of things. And we do actually have people asking, is the asparagus lady coming next month, or when's the potato man coming, and that kind of thing. So there are those sort of 2 different sorts of benefits. One is better knowledge of food, and one is a definite but slow and gentle improvement to the local economy. Well, when we first set up the market, we borrowed stalls from South Norfolk, which is the next district, and that was quite expensive. We had to go quite a long way to collect them. They used to be kept in somebody's pigsty, and there were times when we were actually climbing in and out of this pigsty to pick them up. Then East Anglia Food Link, who had a project to support the setting up of farmers markets in the area, bought some stalls from a firm called Nickel Industries, and we borrowed those, and that was much better. But it still didn't give us the independence, and we were worried that when other markets set up and wanted to borrow those, they might not come back, and we'd always have this worry about them being available for us. And we felt that if we were going to have the farmers market, the best way was to be completely independent. So we put in a bid to the seed programme, which is for sustainable and environmental issues, and is a new opportunities lottery fund. And we were very fortunate to be able to get £3,800 from them, which is what we asked for, in order to buy stalls and do some marketing. And so now we have our own suite of stalls. We did buy a few out of the money that comes from the farmers market, because we charge the farmers £10 per stall on a market day, which helps us with the running costs. But that grant was what really kicked us off into the sort of second phase after the pilot study.
Tell me then how the market is run.
Right, well, it's run by volunteers essentially, a whole team of people who do all kinds of things. We have one person called Barbara who does the store booking, and she's sort of responsible for making sure that we know who's coming each market. And Ken, my husband, puts out the advertising boards each month and helps with the setting up of the market stalls. And we have other friends who also help to set up the market in that way. And we get up at 5 o'clock in the morning on market day, and so that we're there in the high street by 6:30 and set up the stalls ready for the farmers market. We have good insurance to cover our doing that.
Okay, well, we sell fresh free-range eggs, that's all we produce. These eggs were laid yesterday, packed yesterday, sold in the farmers market, so people are able to get eggs that are really, really fresh, like buying the eggs from the farm.
Right. Do you sell from the farm as well?
Yes, we do. We're open every day,
Right.
365 days a
Right.
year.
Right. What have farmers markets done for small producers like yourself?
I think they give the public the chance to actually ask a few questions about the way the animals are kept and the welfare issues, and actually speak to the people who are actually producing the eggs and involved in the production process.
Yeah, we're making mulches and compost out of composted manure mixed with bark, mainly sold through farmers markets and contacts here.
Right, so where else do you sell? Just farmers markets, or?
No, we do sell some through garden centres, and we sell some direct from our home. But farmers markets are providing the main base of our customers.
Right, and I assume that you think they're a good idea for small producers like yourself?
Yes, yeah, I mean, with the product we've got, obviously it's not an easy thing for people to carry about, and so we do actually take orders at the market and deliver afterwards. And it's not always what we sell on the day. We actually have orders come in sort of between this farmers market and the next one.
Right.
And so it's not always what you shift on the day, but what you shift between markets.
Right, and have you built up a regular list of customers?
Yes, yeah, we have. Yeah, it's quite encouraging this year. We've had a lot of repeat customers from last year, so yeah, it's quite encouraging.
Can you tell me how long you've been coming to the farmers market?
Since they've started, how many years?
2 years.
Yes, yeah.
And what sort of things do you buy at the market?
Flowers, vegetables, meat, whatever I need at the time I buy, yes.
And do you think it's helped the local area by providing a
Oh
market?
yes, definitely. I'd like to see some more stalls though. I don't think there's enough.
Yeah.
No, I'd like to see a few more, yes.
Tell me what you're selling at the farmers market today, please.
Mainly bedding plants, shrubs, perennials, and we've got some hanging baskets, planted tubs.
Right. Where do you mostly sell your plants?
This is one of our main sales places now.
Right.
We do one other farmers market as well. Everything else we sell from home.
Right. How do you think farmers markets have helped small producers like yourself?
They have been a tremendous help. not only have we sold goods here, but we've also been able to advertise ourselves, which has resulted in other people phoning us up with orders and so on. It has helped tremendously.
Lovely. And what range of things have you got on sale today?
Pies, meat pies, sausage rolls, various fruit pies and quiches, various sponges and cakes. Quite a large selection, I think, and tray bakes.
What do you think these kind of markets offer people that they don't necessarily get in the high street or supermarkets?
Well, I think they get fresher produce for a start, and with my own, of course, I don't use any preservatives. It's all pure ingredients. I don't put any baking, raising agents or anything like that in it, or preservatives, and I think it's good, basically good quality stuff. The butchers, I know theirs is good fresh meat. The greengrocers, it's good fresh produce. So I think there's a lot to be said for it. And of course it's not imported either, which a lot of the supermarkets do import their goods, which of course farmers markets don't.
Tell me about how long you've been using the market.
Ever since it's been here.
Right, and what sort of things do you buy?
Mainly sort of cakes and the wine, or the apple juice rather, and vegetables in season.
Yeah.
Lots of the things that I want. But
What do you think farmers markets offer that maybe the other shops don't offer?
Well, I think some of the shopkeepers think it's a good idea because it's bringing people into the town.
Well, just tell me about what you produce.
Right, well, we do apple juice. We just use two varieties of apples, the Cox and the Bramley. The Bramley makes a dry one, the Cox are sweet, and the medium is a mixture of the two. All the apples come from a local orchard at Ashfield, so we know how they've been treated and sprayed, and just something to diversify from the farming.
Right. Where else do you sell your apple juice as well as the farmers market?
We sell at various farmers markets now. We've also got other outlets and shops in the area that take it, and that's about it really.
How do you think farmers markets have helped small producers like yourselves?
Well, they've been a great help, because without this, I mean, the farm is just not making any money at the moment, so they really have been a great help to us.
Selling today?
We're selling vegetables. Unfortunately, that is an in-between season. So we've got lettuces, spring onions, radishes, rhubarb, and the first of the summer cabbages. And hopefully by next month we'll have a much bigger range. But at the moment things are a little bit in short supply.
Right, where do you normally sell your produce?
Most of our produce either goes into wholesalers or to other farmers markets. The farmers markets have definitely been a godsend to us. You know, we've been doing farmers markets now for about a year and a half, and I think they're very positive.
Right. Have you built up a sort of regular clientele? Or?
Certainly the markets that we go to, yes, we see the same faces come back, and sometimes the same faces actually appear at all the different markets. You know, they move around with us and go to a different market each week, which is also very good.
What you produce?
What's the name? All the apples are grown in our own orchard, and we do about 35,000 bottles a year.
Yep.
And we do 13 different varieties of apple juice.
Where do you sell most of it?
Farmers markets, and food fairs, and the farm shops.
Right. What do you think farmers markets have done for small producers like yourself?
I don't think we'd be carried on if it wasn't for farmers markets.
Can you just tell me what you're selling today at the market?
Aberdeen Angus beef.
Right, and you produce. Where can you tell me where you produce it?
We produce it on our farm near Swanton Estate, near King's Lynn in Norfolk.
And how do you think farmers markets have helped things like, I mean, there's obviously been a lot of food scares and things like that to do with meat. Have farmers markets sort of helped?
We find we're more in touch with the general public in regards to selling things from farmers markets, rather than they hear them from the papers and the media. They can come and see the real thing.
Tell me how long you've been coming to the farmers market.
Oh, since it opened, since I first heard that it was coming.
Right, and what sort of things do you buy?
Well, eggs, the apple juice is excellent. I usually manage to get some very good vegetables. This time of the year, local grown tomatoes, lettuces, onions. There's a chap who grows peppers, all sorts of things. All sorts, really, mostly vegetables, but they have bought meat, and it's very good indeed.
Right. Can you tell me what you think a farmer's market offers you that, say, a local shop or a supermarket wouldn't offer?
I think these days we have to focus very much on food miles and really make sure we support food that isn't travelling great distances. And I think this is one of the main attractions. We know that stuff is grown in our locality, and it hasn't been traipsed halfway around the continent, or at least the country.
There is now a proliferation of supposed farmers markets, by which I mean that there are a lot of small markets setting up that are not really farmers markets at all, and are glorified car boot sales with perhaps one or two genuine producers, but a whole range of other things that have really nothing to do with farmers markets. In Norfolk, there's a real shortage of producers. Essentially, Norfolk's an arable county, and there are very few vegetable growers, and there's now, particularly since foot and mouth, there's been a reduction in meat production. Some good secondary producers, and very honest ones, but there is a difficulty, and the more markets there are, we're sharing those producers very thinly across the ground. They're finding it very frustrating because they want to be loyal to their the original farmers markets, but they also have a difficulty in that if a new market sets up closer to them than one they've been attending, they have to decide on economic grounds which is the best one for them to attend, or perhaps one sets up in a slightly larger town where they might get a better benefit. So there are all these sort of stresses and strains, and there is a real lack of coordination, particularly in this area, so that anybody can set up and say they're a farmer's market, sell whatever they like, and they will, in fact, kill the goose that's laying the golden eggs.